You do rewind them to the beginning. So it's common that somebody would call up and say, look, I've got a straw man and I think it's like 99% of the way there. And I just need to sit somebody in a room where I can suck their brains and just kind of validate, that we got it right. And that's the telltale sign that we need to start over, because arguably what has happened is they've gone outside in. They've looked out at the market, at the competitors, which from this side of the table is pretty comical, because I know that those founders make it up because they're engineers, and typically what they make up is really very, very accurate, which is code for almost impossible to sell. And that's that friction point between, how we create pricing homegrown and then how we expect somebody to sell on a dysfunctional monetization strategy. And so you rewind them to the beginning. But one of the things that we do here, which is fundamentally different, is we don't black box the process, because if we don't teach you how to fish, if the product's always changing, entropy is guaranteed to set in. And in fact, in software companies, at the rate of product development and the sprint cycles and all the stuff that they're going through, 4 to 6 months, you're going to be out of sync. You're going to have enough stuff coming off the roadmap, maybe even the seed of a new product or something. And you're going to end up in a little bit of a pickle, because maybe you did your pricing 6 months ago and now it needs to be updated in some way, but you don't know. And if you hired somebody that gave you an answer embedded in a 200-page PowerPoint deck, you don't really understand how the cake was made. And in fact, you're going to pour a bunch of ketchup in it and wonder why it tastes really bad. So we're going to rewind to the beginning. And one of the places that you have to rewind to is you have to say, okay, there's more going on than just the price point. There's actually 3 very distinct problems that have to be solved. And they take 3 very different frameworks, very different thought processes, and very different tools to come at them. So for example, the first one is what we call licensing. What is in the licensing model? And I don't mean how are you going to legally license, although there is a connective tissue to the decisions that we make to how they'll be expressed in a contract. But licensing just says what goes in the quantity field.